Anyway, Google seems so open, you know. Anyway, so it's not that Google is less safe than if you were to have a, there used to be Safe Mail, Safe-Mail used to be an actual, like, you know, email situation. They had to shut it down though. They used Tor, I think, T-O-R, and MIT. Which is an old software program that Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, developed. It's supposed to be an onion-like structure so that anyone trying to break in or even anyone spying, even if they're part of the government and they're illegally, it's ILLEGALY, spying, they would have a harder time getting through Tor, because it would show like someone keeps peeling layers trying to get to our software email. There's a clock, and it's pretty much in line with X marks the spot. Let's see how it looks. Right, it's exactly in line. So see how that looks like a big X? And it's directly in line with that clock and the eagle. And then there's like an Indian on the left, a colonial-ish looking guy on the right with a cane and maybe a bag in his right and a cane in his left. I think there's an Indian-ish guy to the left. So it doesn't matter where you form your protest. Are you on the Indian side? Or are you on the colonial side? I don't know. It's like an opus. Try to control the fountains, even though you don't have to. It's timed. You kind of figure it out in a couple of seconds. Like, okay, applause. That's funny. So, ooh, looks like Whites and Night Satin. That song, Whites and Night Satin. It's almost a Doors song. It's a Doors song, and Val Kilmer played the the head singer of the Doors. I don't know if it's a Doors song or it's in there with the White Rabbit and everything back in the day with the 60s, 70s music of, you know, Eyes Wide Shut, Doomsday Slaughter, the old, you know, they don't do that any longer, that kind of music. White and White Satin. They're showing me Doors, so we'll go with it. Clothespin over there, hanging people out to dry, those buildings, business people. People identify one way or the other as they grow up. Victims learn, like, you know, here's Boom, Art and Design. Boom, Art and Design in the 1940s, tickets on sale, Philadelphia Museum of Art. There's 3 of them, wow. Can't believe it. I had to wait for like an hour the other day to see a Boom ad. The 2 Golden Hour. So reminds me of that song, Golden Hour is it called? By Jake or whatever, J-U-K-E, J-A-K-E, upside down. Anyway. So that's an old song. Younger generations might never hear that music. I'm fascinated by this, that there's music, you know, TV programs that we often reference as older people from the 60s and 70s and similar, and they may not, younger generations have different references, you know what I mean? So people who try to puppet will do stuff like that. But if you're a yogi, you're probably puppeted. Got to tell you. How easy was Bakasana today? How easy was forearm handstand, forearm stand or whatever? Besides, all the yoga today is not good. They don't have any good yoga left except for Ashtanga. They massacred yoga, and people practicing yoga today missed the beauty, the sanctity, the awesomeness of yoga. Now see how I got in a bad mood? because of who she is and what she does. It's hard to explain. There are people who should not be around other people. And it's been proven, especially in my case. You throw in all the wrong personalities and certain things and you can send a target going totally crazy ballistic on the streets. So I sound fairly nice talking. That's because there's enough better people around. But we already know she's a Freakazoid. Sorry, had to be sad. Nights in white satin. I know someone else who went trans, and I think he was trying to look like this person here, which is a little bit like Star Trek, Shatner, and even my dad has a similar. My dad passed away, but there's a similarness. It's hard to explain. It's a thing. So he'd be slightly shorter than my dad, but there's a similar way. He even looks like Cohen, a guy I walked a dog for, Jonathan Cohen, who is a Jewish guy, kind of Ashkenazic-ish because he had lighter hair, partially balding, but he had a certain face. They can almost look autistic, or no, Asperger's, or what Down syndrome, sorry. Down syndrome-ish because of the way their eyes sit on their face. So, my dad didn't really have that, although it came up during my experience that, you know, limitations in fully communicating could be attributed to forms of trauma in childhood or DNA or what have you. And, you know, I would be frustrated growing up because I wanted to connect with my dad, but there was a divorce. My dad was, you know, he was always living with other people, his second wife and her 2 kids. Imagine the pain that his biological daughters felt with your dad, with the dad being you know, having like a closer connection, seemingly, at least physically, to other people, and those people being the type of people who rub it in a little bit. Ouch. Grow up with that insecurity your whole life. Especially if they rub it in. Other divorce situations are handled a little better. This was back in the 70s, the 80s, 90s, you know, so forth and so on. Other people, you might have someone nice saying, I'm so sorry, I'm married to your dad now. You know, please, you know, you two go off, or, you know, the daughters, you know, you guys go off with your dad, and we'll go over here while you're here on the weekends, and you can get some quality time in with your dad. That would be the better way to handle. Our situation was so backwards, it never even came up as an option, that the 2 biological daughters who missed their dad very much, and rebelled because of it, big time in some cases. It never came up that we should be able to spend time. It was the opposite. Oh, you have to like us. You have to like us. You're not doing enough for your dad. You're not doing enough for your dad. You're not doing enough for your dad. You made your dad upset. You made your dad It's like, I don't even know how I made my dad upset. I'm sitting here. And I showed up like I'm supposed to show up. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to make these people happy. That is a serious mob and mafia mentality. To deflect blame so badly that they get away with murder, ladies and gentlemen. And they blame you for it. They'll blame the innocent. That's how easy it is for such people to deflect blame. And they will buy it. They will believe their own lies. And you're sitting there injured, tortured. She's one of them. This is okay.